In this episode, the sun sets, then it rises, and Toothless and I get ready for our first track day. As the early morning sun was warming the track at Thunderhill, there was a peaceful calm that would soon give way to the thunder of screaming engines. It was almost exactly 2 months since I had started riding, and I was super excited to be at my very first track day. I'd watched videos about the track, as well as a variety of Moto Jitsu tutorials from Fast Eddie. As I climbed on my bike to head out to the track, there was a surge of excitement and anticipation. I felt like
98% excited, 2% scared. Maybe it's more. It could be 98% scared, 2% excited, but that's what makes it so intense.
We started the day with a sighting lap, and I struggled to keep up with what I imagined for most of the other riders was probably just a leisurely stroll down the track. Lap after lap, I struggled to find and keep the right lines through many of the turns. Without the benefit of muscle memory that comes from time and experience, I had to concentrate extremely hard on every input as I tried to find a consistent line. My friend Chad, who brought me to the track day, and a really nice riding coach named Luke, both helped me throughout the day to make steady improvements. During the last 2 sessions of the day, Chad made me slow down. He told me that at the end of the day, as fatigue and dehydration become more of a factor, it's easy to make dangerous mistakes. I greatly appreciated his advice, and I have to admit that I probably learned more at the slower speeds because it really allowed me to focus more on my technique. At the end of the day, everyone was swapping stories, and I got a kick out of people's reactions as they asked me how long I'd been riding. It usually went something like, Wait, you're 40 and you've only been riding 2 months? And this is what you chose for your first bike? They'd laugh and then start giving me more advice than I knew what to do with. It was awesome. As we started the second day, that nervous energy and excitement was back. This time, as we began our first sighting lap, I quickly realized that I could actually keep up this time. Granted, I probably had to put in more effort than most of the other riders, but it was an improvement and I was really proud of myself. As I started the second session of the day, my confidence was increasing, but I knew better than to push too hard, especially this early in the day. As the session progressed, I have to admit that I had found it a little frustrating that I was being passed by literally everyone. But I did my best to check my ego and just ride at my own pace. As I came down the back straight and rounded the last 2 corners, I was actually feeling pretty good. I definitely can't wait to do another track day. This was a lot of fun and I learned a lot. Unfortunately, I did make a pretty big mistake. Moving down the front straightaway, I debated whether or not to pass the girl in front of me. At what felt like the last minute, I decided to just go for it. But you know that moment where you realize that you just went beyond your abilities? Yeah, this was that moment. If you want to see what happens next, be sure to check out my next video as I attempt to go off-roading on Toothless.